Lisa vil at jeg skal være ganske selektiv når jeg velger prosjekter.
En í lok sögunar, þá eru þau bæði glötuð.
Hello everybody, I'm Marta and I'm back with the Shooting Stars here in Berlin and with Gunnar, because that's how we decided to name my microphone today. I'm very happy about that. How are you? And first of all, I'm very happy to see you again. The last time we spoke was in Cannes, so I don't know, do you think that maybe it was that role that kind of made people take notice? I was going to say that in Cannes it was Sick of Myself that you were promoting.
Ninja Baby was the stepping stone for me, but it came out during the pandemic, so maybe, I don't know, yeah.
But it's interesting with like those so-called breakout roles. When that happens, are you aware of that immediately, or does it take some time for you to realize, okay, this is the moment when people know my name? How is it for you, for example?
You never know. It's hard to predict if something is going to become like a thing that, people will, notice you for. But, and I think it's, in my case at least, I think because I started out so young, I was like 10 or 11, so it's been like, this role and then another role that maybe took me to a place where I could play, like character roles or something like that. So for me, I think that this role now is probably a role that, for the letter from Helga is the one that, brought me to new heights of my work.
I love how you modestly look down while you were saying that. This is what we love about those countries. Everybody's very, very modest, even though they're fantastic. But if you work for such a long time, does it change for you? Does it change the way you see this job? Does it change the way you love it?
For me, it's like falling in and out of love with it for many, many years.
Like sometimes with every long-term relationship.
It's like, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, sometimes I really just disliked it and just like couldn't picture myself be an actor anymore. And then, I fell in love with it again. Now I'm like really in love with it. And so it's a process but it's such a fantastic thing to be able to be in it and be allowed to interpret different kinds of people, to tell stories, and I feel very fortunate to be in this industry and be here today.
And I actually wanted to ask you, how was it after The Great Silence? Because we never really talked about that film, not that much, and that was a completely different part for you, just a whole different adventure. How did you feel about it, and how did you feel about the film? Because I've been hearing so many wonderful things about it ever since San Sebastian. People really seem to just connect with it in some way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy about the reception it has gotten. In Denmark, it's really been great. All the reviews of it has been like really, beyond my expectations. So I'm super happy about that. I mean, for me, as you asked if we could like feel if it's a breakout role or something like that, I think for me it's impossible to feel anything about a film I've been in. I have no idea if it's a good film or when we're done
so
shooting.
So scary to think about it, yeah.
Yeah, but
just out there, you have no control.
Yeah. But I mean, I can say if it's a good experience or if I feel like I did my part, but it's like it's not only like, there's so many people involved and there's so much happening when we leave set. I mean, the film is created 3 times, like writing process is 1 time and then shooting was the second time and then 3rd time while editing. So, and I think it's so hard to like judge my work because I've sort of lived it so intensely for so long, so.
It would be interesting. I'm still waiting for that interview when I ask somebody about the role and they say like, I was fantastic in it. Yeah. Best work ever. Yeah. One day, but I don't think in the Nordic countries, we're just too shy people. But I was wondering about it yesterday. I realized that I met your director, Asa, here in Berlin many years ago. At some party by accident, and this is, one of those things that I love festivals for. You just meet people, and then many years ago, they start making films.
Absolutely.
And you made the 2nd film with her now, if I'm not mistaken. How does it change when you already know each other? Is it easier or is it even worse?
If the relationship is good, it's easier, definitely. And in this case, it was. and is good. So we worked together on The Swan, which is based on a novel called The Swan in 2017. The film came out, and I really, really enjoyed working with her. And she studied in the States, and I did as well. We both studied in New York at a similar time, but we didn't, know each other then. But I think we share a similar kind of vision of how the process, how the process could be. And she's very actor orientated, and so she loves to do the work prior to the shooting of it, like discussing, the character, going into depth about why does he make these decisions on his way and so forth. So, and on set she's also gives time for that, and so I really admire her as a director, and I hope to work with her again. I've told her that if I would, work full time as an actor, I would love to work for her 9 to 5.
She's going to hear it now.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
He wants to work with you again, Asa. Just so you know.
Full time.
Full time, all the time, yeah. But this feels like such a luxury to be able to talk about your character and to be able to really go into things. And I think for many, many years, people were mocking it. There was this idea of an actor who comes to a director and says, my character would never do that. But I think people are more open now. They actually want to have those conversations. How do you feel about that? Does it help you to talk about things like that? Or maybe to talk about backstory, even though it's not going to be in the script or on the screen?
Like you said, it's about the director. I mean, what kind of director you're dealing with. I mean, sometimes directors are very visual oriented, so they're focusing on the frame. So they're like visual artists. They really want the frame to be perfect. You walk into the frame, and then you stop and you look into that direction. But I ask, why? Why am I doing that? And some directors are not really interested in that. They just walk, so to answer that question, I think it varies a little bit, how they are, and for myself, I would say that I enjoy the process of it, and I think it's very important for us to be able to understand our characters and be able to make these choices and have a dialogue on it, because if we can't, then we're a little bit lost in space. We don't know what we're doing, and for me, that's not a good position to be in.
No, unless it's Gravity with Sandra Bullock, you don't want to be lost in space. I understand. And for you, is it something that you need, to really be comfortable in front of the camera?
To work a lot with the character, absolutely. It's my favorite, almost part of the job. And a part that I really nerd about. And I spend a lot of time, it's very important for me to feel safe and to feel free at set, to really know the character, in and out, all different aspects of her. But yeah, it depends on how much I involve or the director wants to be involved in that process.
It's almost like getting to know a new friend.
Yeah.
Kind of getting to know your character.
Yeah.
I can imagine it can be very fascinating sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a really hard friend to get to know. It's a huge mystery. Yeah.
And I was wondering, because this title, Shooting Star, it kind of implies that there is a future, that people believe that you're going to have a future in this industry. Sounds very scary, but
and nice.
Actually, true. Yeah. I mean, are you excited now, thinking about what kind of future you can get? Because you mentioned that you were abroad, you have this experience. Do you think it's easier now to just work in different places and not be contained anymore, not be limited by where you were born?
Absolutely. I think it has to do with several factors there. I mean, the streaming services now are shooting all over the world, and we're seeing stories from various kinds of places in the world, which makes it easier for us to work, because there are more opportunities. So that's a great thing, and so I think the future is bright in that way, So yeah, I think this for us, the European shooting stars now, I mean, this is a great opportunity for us to get noticed by businesses, or production companies from Europe all over, and because it used to be that way, that it was American productions, and you needed to be American to to do the TV and the big productions, but now the big productions are made in Europe, they're made in South America, they're made in Asia, they're made in all over the place. Netflix is shooting wherever, so it's an exciting future, I think.
And they're not even afraid of subtitles, so that's a big change, I think. We're at the film festival, and people always talk about cinema being this dream machine, and it can just make you think and ponder. And I would love to hear about your dreams now, because this is, I guess, a moment when you think, now in Berlin being celebrated like that, what's around the corner, what it is that I want?
I dream of continuing doing this job and being able to do projects that I really want to see in the cinema myself. Even if I hadn't played the part, that I would like really get excited about the film. Yeah, that's my dream. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same. I guess the dream is to be able to be as free as possible, be able to have as many options in front of you as possible, and be able to choose. That's I think as a human being, that is the highest form, I guess, to be in the position of choosing and really doing the work that you think that matters, you know. And I hope to be in that place, you know.
Being able to choose, that's the keyword. And let us know what are your dreams. And we're going to be here in Berlin, so please come on over if you feel like sharing in real life.